Hey guys, welcome to our brand new channel. A lot of you guys are following us here from all the other stuff that we have going on. So welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. We are going to be talking today in this video all about our travel plans, what we're doing, answering some of the common Q&As that we get. We've got a little buddy here with us.
Yeah.
This is Maverick.
He's a cutie pie.
He's going to be sharing along with us. So Jason, why don't you kick us off? Tell everybody what we are doing in 2 weeks.
Wow. Well,
2 weeks.
it's scary when you say it so soon.
That's awesome.
In 2 weeks
2 weeks
from today, we are going to be moving into an RV full-time and traveling the United States.
Yes, and we're super excited. This has been something we've been working towards for a year, and it's been in the plans for 18 months.
Yeah, I was going to say more like 18 months.
Yeah.
We planned it 18 months ago. We executed what we thought was going to be the start about a year ago, and it took us this long to get here.
Yeah, we thought we were going to be on the road for a year already. We listed our house April 2019, and we closed on our house, selling it, March 31st, 2020. So it took us just 3 weeks shy of a year.
A little longer than average, I think.
To sell our house. But we are done. We are in our rental house right now.
Yep.
While he was born, and you can tell like the lighting's not that great. So we're going to have some better quality videos coming out for you guys soon.
But we figured we'd start with mediocre so we can only go up from there.
Yeah, right? So our goal let's talk about a few reasons why we want to travel. So our goal is we want to eventually hit all 50 states.
Yes.
I don't know when or where or how Alaska and Hawaii are fitting in there.
We'll figure it out.
They are at some point.
We won't be taking the RV to Hawaii.
No.
We know that for sure.
But those will come in at some point. So we're going to do the lower 48, obviously. And the plan is over the next 1 to 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know how long we're going to be on the road. Depends on how much we like it.
Exactly.
And how much we can handle it with 6 kids. But we're going to be doing it for 1 to 3 years. We're going to hit all 48 states. That's the plan anyway.
Yep.
So let's talk about a few reasons why. Why would we want to move into a tiny, 100-ish square feet home?
Yep.
And live with 6 kids?
Well, first of all, for the experience. We have 6 kids now. I almost said 5. And we love to travel and we love to experience new things, and we really want to expose our kids to that sort of thing. We homeschool, so it'll be a great way to teach them as well.
Yeah, it's going to be, I'm so excited to be able to do like Washington, D.C.
Yeah, it's
and
gonna be
stay
awesome.
for a couple weeks and really like just be able to live and work and homeschool and just a history throughout the United States. I have a friend in Australia, and we were talking about travel, and she said, for a long time, I couldn't understand why Americans tend to stay within the U.S. so much and travel rather than going international, whereas a lot of people who live international tend to travel internationally a lot, although we do want to travel internationally one day. This is kind of setting us up for maybe international travel. And so when I was talking to her, she said, I didn't understand that for a long time. And then her and her boyfriend came to the U.S. and did a lot of traveling, and she said, you know what I realized is there's so much to see within the U.S. It's such a large country, and there's so much diversity from the East Coast, West Coast, North, South. There's so much to do and see. She said, I understand now why Americans stay and do so much travel, because there's so much to see here. Yeah. And so we are really excited for just being able to see everything. Yep. There's so much. And then the second reason is financial.
Yes. We are hoping to save a lot of money doing this. And first of all, we're going to be actually sharing a lot about what our finances are like traveling full-time. A lot of people have asked questions already and expressed major interest in finding out what that's going to look like. How is it going to be affordable? We're going to show all of that as we go along. Hopefully it's as effective as we think it's going to be. We have done a lot of research into it, so we're pretty sure what we're doing, but we'll find out, and we're going to share those numbers along the way. And if we can just be able to save some money, and then on the other end of our really exciting and enjoyable travels, be able to move into a house again, like, it's just going to be great.
Yeah. So a big part of the financial piece is right now, our bills have been cut drastically.
Oh, yeah.
So it takes a lot of pressure off, that race of paying the mortgage and when your bills start to add up. So it's gonna allow us simplicity that if we need to take a little bit of time off work, if we need to slow down for a month or two, we can do that.
Yep.
And then on the flip side, it allows us to save so much money. Now, a big piece of this is because we currently live in California.
Yeah, we're not coming from a cheaper state. We're coming from one of the most expensive states. So cutting the ties to a mortgage in California is pretty effective.
Yeah. So our just not having the mortgage is absolutely insane. We get to travel and we're going to save a ton of money towards, our future home.
Yeah.
Then that's really a win-win for us. And like he said, we're going to share a lot of how we're doing it on the cheap. But that's the big push is the financial. When I start to go, oh my gosh, we're going to live in this tiny RV.
Is it worth it?
But we're going to travel around the US and save money doing it.
Yes.
And when I start to think that through, I'm like, oh yeah, there's not a lot of downside to this. Like, I mean, it'll be a little crazy, but also amazing.
The RV itself will be quite small, but basically everything else is upside. So hopefully it's enough upside to outweigh the downside. So we'll see.
So, and that's partly why we say we're going to do this 1 to 3 years. We would like to do it 2 to 3 years where we really travel slowly throughout the United States. Because if we could do it for 3 years, the amount of savings we could have just every year will be more and more savings as, the RV pays for itself and stuff like that. But we're giving ourselves 1 year. We want to do this for 1 year. And if in 4 months we hate life, we can change our minds.
Yeah.
But we're going to give ourselves a year and just say we're doing travel for a year. And then we're going to kind of reevaluate next spring, 2021, and say, do we love this? Are we continuing? Are we ready to resettle? And a lot can change in a year.
Yeah.
And so 1 to 3 years. And then the next tentative plan would possibly to buy property and to build. Then we can live in our RV while it's being built.
That would work out really well.
So that's kind of what we're thinking the next 2 to 4 years is going to be. But that could change. So follow along. Now, talking about our tiny RV, let's share what we are moving into. What does our rig look like?
We bought a 32-foot travel trailer, and we are renovating it fully inside. We ripped out pretty much everything, and we're putting all new stuff in. We're painting the walls, putting in new flooring. It's going to look as much as a house, as much like a house as it can, hopefully, for...
My goal in the renovating, because we're even doing some things like replacing the kitchen faucet with a residential faucet. And some of the stuff's like, isn't necessary. But my goal with my decorating, with the renovation ideas, is I want this to feel like a tiny house, not an RV, not something that you're in temporarily for a month. Even if we were doing this for 3 months, I would never put all this effort into it. But for a whole year plus... I think the comfort is going to go a long way. If we feel comfortable, if we feel like this is our house, like this is our place, this is our area, then it's just going to go a really long way in our comfort and how much we enjoy it. And we just got done. We just painted it all white inside, which opened it up. We got the beginning of the new flooring down today. And we were in there today and it just felt like...
It felt very homey already.
It did. And I felt like... we can do this. This is, I think we're going to love it once it all comes together. But you guys can follow along over on Instagram. We are Wandering Not Lost Family. We'll link down below. But we're also going to have some renovation videos when we're done.
Oh yeah, don't worry.
Showing all the renovations.
I've been filming all the steps along the way. Once it's all done, one of the very first videos on this channel will be a full renovation from start to finish with comparison. I can't speak tonight. With comparison, before and after shots, it's going to be a lot of fun to put together and hopefully to watch.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So it is a Jayco J-Lite.
It's a Jayco J-Flight.
J-Flight.
Yes. Travel trailer.
31 BHS.
Yep.
Everybody's going to ask. So that will be in the description as well. We did buy it used. It's a 2007. And we actually have had a lot of you guys following along know we've had a couple different plans. Our original plan, whoa, I almost got elbows.
Sorry there.
Our original plan was a 44-foot fifth wheel.
Yes.
We were going to get a massive truck to pull it. And there's a whole another video in talking about our decisions. But we actually have downgraded the plan into this small version. We paid cash. It was cheap. There was a little bit of water damage, which is why we got it for such an amazing steal. We'll share all the numbers later.
Yep.
And we've been renovating that part, whatever. So that we kind of downgraded into this smaller one because we really wanted to maximize that cost savings. And we have been able to pay cash for everything. And it feels so good to just have it.
Yeah.
And then what the plan is in 1 year, if we are loving it and it's amazing, we do want to probably upgrade into that 44 foot.
Exactly.
I don't think we want to live in this tiny one
for
4 more years, for the next 4 years.
Yeah.
So we'll see. And then what we also have is our other big purchase this month was our tow vehicle. This is what everybody asks as well.
Yes, we bought a 2018 Chevy Express passenger extended 3500. I think I said that right. That is the vehicle.
With a V8 engine.
It's got a V8 engine. It's the correct engine and transmission and everything to haul the size of trailer we have, which is basically the max that this type of van could ever pull. It's the biggest engine, all the statistics on it, all the ratings on it are perfect for our RV. So I'm actually taking it in tomorrow to get the tow package installed. So
yeah. So the reason we chose this is we do have 6 kids, so we need something that can fit 8 people. So outside of buying a 3500 truck or above
or greater,
this is basically the greatest towing package you can find. It's bigger than Suburbans. It's bigger than Subarus or whatever they are. It's bigger than any other passenger vans. This is the largest. And we have owned a 15 passenger van before, which seems ridiculous, but we love it.
Oh, yeah.
So much space. They drive amazingly well. Their turning radius is awesome, even though it's 15 passenger.
Yeah, the wheelbase is very wide, but considering that, they still turn pretty well.
They're awesome. So yes, we are that homeschool family who has a white 15 passenger van. Yeah. And we love every second of it. It's amazing. We've never had, this is our newest car we've had. Mm-hmm. We just love everything about it. It's not fancy, but it's awesome. And so this is going to tow it. Basically, we bought the largest travel trailer, the heaviest travel trailer we could get for this van to tow it.
Yep.
And it's going to make a pretty good combination, I think.
And this way, this is one of the things people ask a lot as we've been talking about this over on Instagram and on Facebook and elsewhere, is how exactly is this saving money? Seems like a lot of money up front. And that is true. And that is one of the reasons why, as Jamie was just alluding to, we decided, at least to start, that we're going to downgrade our plans to dip our toes into this life and to also sort of mitigate some of those upfront costs. So buying a used, smaller travel trailer versus a Mac Daddy 44-foot fifth wheel, and this van, which we need anyway for our family, as opposed to a truck that would be solely for towing. Those are some of the ways that we are trying to, even on the upfront outlay of cash, we're trying to mitigate that.
And we actually, that's part of the discussion, is we really have needed a new van. We have a Toyota Sienna. It's an old one, so it actually does have 8 seats. A lot of the new ones only have 7 seats.
It's a 2006, I believe.
Little tiny seat. So our Toyota Sienna, we actually, the first week he was born, we had a whole week of us in the Toyota Sienna. We were
every single seat taken with a car seat.
But it works, but it's on its last leg.
Yeah.
And so are we going to have to buy a new van in this next year anyway? Most likely. And so now we have the van that we need for our family.
Yep.
And then if we do eventually then upgrade into a large truck and the big fifth wheel, then that's an additional thing.
Exactly.
Anyway. Okay. So we can talk about that in another video. So that's what we're going to be living in. Now let's talk about how are we saving money? So there is a KOA campground right down the road from us that we were actually thinking about staying in for a couple days because we have to be out of this rental home in 2 weeks.
Yep.
We thought we'll stay there for 4 days in between. So we looked it up. $104 a night.
Yeah.
Most KOAs are not that expensive. Ours, for some reason, is. I don't know why. Expensive. A lot of them are $40 a night. But even $40 a night starts to add up.
Yeah, if you extrapolate that over a 30-day month, do the math, you pretty much have a rent on a house or close on a mortgage, and that's not really saving money.
Yeah. And especially not at $100 a night. I mean, that's a hotel. Go live in a hotel or an Airbnb. And so a lot of campgrounds or a lot of RV parks are out of the question because they're so expensive.
Yep.
The other thing is we are not campers.
We're not boondockers.
We don't like camping. We're not experienced enough to do boondocking, which is where you're off the grid and you have solar panels and you have a composting toilet and you run everything off propane. We're not there. we want to live in a little house that has full electricity and
Comfort,
full water
yes.
and full sewer all the time. We have 6 little kids, 7 and under. We're going to be homeschooling. We run an online business. And so we need internet. We need electricity. Like we're not going to be staying on free land and boondocking.
Yeah.
Maybe in the future.
That would be the ultimate way to save money.
Yes. And a lot of people do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's not us. So I'm like, we need to be in RV resorts that have all of those things, but not paying $100.
We need power, we need water, and we need sewer everywhere we go.
Always. And so what we have landed on, we haven't started yet, so we'll give you guys our honest opinion as we get through, is we bought a 1,000 Trails membership. If you've been looking into full-time RV life, then you've heard 1,000 Trails. We'll do a future video breaking down all of the different options. We did get an elite membership. That is a more expensive membership, but it allows us to book 120 days out. So we can book 4 months in advance. We are booked through September and where we're going to stay, which is very nice. And what it does is you buy a membership up front and then you stay for free. So like I booked through September and we're not paying a penny.
Nope.
Like all of it is 0,000 when I was booking them all. And so that is what's going to allow us to basically for $100 a month is basically what it breaks down to for our first year or two. That's our living expenses.
Yep.
That's our electricity. That's our water. We're not going to pay anything extra for those. We can run our air conditioner all summer.
Oh yeah.
And it's included in all of that.
Yeah.
And so at our sewer, that's all included. And that is huge, especially coming from California. Our electricity costs are high here. Our water cost is high here. And so that's absolutely amazing. So what our plan is as much as humanly possible, we are going to stay in 1,000 Trails parks. And they're not everywhere. They're basically coastal. Like there's like a big U shape around the United States. So then we just have some other things we'll be utilizing across the country, RPI and just some things like that. So we'll do a video in the future breaking down the costs, especially when we get outside of the 1,000 Trails system. So let us know what questions you guys have on this, because I know we're covering a lot.
Yeah.
And so let us know what questions you have and we can cover those in future videos.
One of the things we want this channel to be is, in addition to showing a lot of the travel and the experiences we're having, which believe me, it's going to cover a lot of that, it's also going to cover the hows and the whys and all those questions. We're going to have videos, like we already mentioned, on the finances of it and on the technical, how did we do this, the whole renovation of the RV. All those things are going to be in videos, and we're always trying to think of other types of videos to make. So yeah, just let us know what you want to know about.
Okay, last couple of things are just some common questions that we've been getting a lot, especially on Instagram. So first thing is, California will still be our state of residence for now. And so all of our business taxes, everything is still going to go through California. We are going to be relocating after our travels, though.
On the far end of our travels, whether it's 1 year or less or 3 years in the future, one of the things we're doing this travel for is to find out.
Oh, yeah, we should have said that earlier.
Where do we live? Yeah, exactly. We should have said that earlier. Where do we love to be?
That we want to relocate. We would like to get out of California immediately.
We have many, many reasons why. We're also very picky. We have discovered as we talk about what we like: climate, geography, politically, tax-wise. There's so many different facets and categories to think about. And we're very, very particular in just about every single one. So it'll be interesting to see where we find we love.
But there's a few states we're looking at that we'll heavily investigate.
Yeah.
So we will not be coming back to California, but we will be California residents now. And so, yes, we already currently homeschool. So that's not a new hurdle we have to figure out. A lot of people who go full time have to figure out homeschooling also in the mix. We already do, which I'm thankful for.
Yeah.
And so we will just be following California guidelines, which are not super strict. We don't have to meet with people or things like that in California. So homeschooling will be fairly easy. Another thing is we already run our business full time. And so our medical insurance isn't going to be changing. We've
already had it privately. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We privately purchase it because we're self-employed through MediShare. And so, that's another hurdle that we already do.
We've already figured it out a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. And then, like we said, our business is already fully online.
Yep.
And so it's kind of, you think about all these things when we started seeing people traveling full time, we were like, oh, we could literally just outside of selling our house, we could literally just go do that next week.
Exactly.
It doesn't change anything.
Yeah. There's always people talking about, hey, I still live in a house, or, oh, how do you homeschool? Or, oh, how do we make money while traveling?
Yeah, that's the big
It's like we already figured out all those things. So why shouldn't we do this? Yeah.
Yeah. And so our business just makes it as long as we can find internet along the way.
Yes, it'll be the great internet hunt.
Then we can work, and we'll give some more resources because we do run our business online. It's something that we made ourselves our business, and so we definitely want to give some resources for that as well, because that's people's biggest thing is like, I would do this in a heartbeat, but my business is right down the street. Like, how do we do that?
Can't leave it.
Yeah, so we can talk about that. And then the other two more questions is, one of them is, what do you do with mail? It's funny. That's one of the biggest questions.
Just don't get mail.
Yeah, nothing. We just throw the bills out. That's one of the biggest questions people ask is, what do you do with your mail? There's a couple different forwarding systems that are actually set up for full-time RVers. Mm-hmm. And one of them is called Escapees. There's another one that I can't remember the name of. I have not set it up yet.
Yeah, we need to.
But I will. And so basically, like, you give all of your mailing stuff that address. Your mail comes and they'll sit and collect it. And then when you're settled in a place and you're ready to get your mail, you call them and they'll forward it on to you. So you can do that once a month, twice a month, whatever you want.
Weekly, however often you need it, and you're going to be there to receive it.
Yeah. And then most RV parks will accept packages. So whenever I do my monthly and living order, when I have Amazon, most RV parks will accept packages. Some of them do charge you $1 or $5 a package. I don't care about $1, but I'm not sure about $5 a package.
Yeah, that's a little steep.
But there's Amazon lockers everywhere now. So I think most of the time it'll be Amazon that we're ordering.
Yeah.
And those ones we'll just probably send to Amazon lockers. And otherwise, like if it's Young Living or I'm ordering from other places, then we'll just make sure in the RV parks where we're at that they can accept packages.
Exactly.
And what carrier they can accept.
Yep.
Now, the other thing we didn't talk about, we're very scattered in this. Yeah. I think it's having to do with having a 3-week-old and renovating our RV.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're a little tired.
It's all the paint fumes. So one of the things that we didn't talk about is how fast or how slow we're going to be traveling. Now, most people, when they think of traveling across the U.S., imagine somebody going on like a month-long trip.
Yes.
Where you're moving every night. You're constantly moving.
Set up, take down, constantly.
And some people do that. We're in the full-time families groups where like people move every 3 days and they like that pace. For us, we have to run our business full-time still. I'm going to be still doing my weekly podcast. People keep asking, is that going away?
Nothing's going away. Everything we normally do will still be there.
If anything, we're going to have new fun things coming out. But we have to work full-time, both of us. We have to homeschool, and we're home buddies.
Yep.
We like being home. We like traveling, but we also like the slowness. Yep. We like being home to cook meals and do things like that. And so that's going to be a big part of it is we're going to be traveling very slowly. And so what our plan is to stay a week minimum in most places, but most places 2 to 3 weeks at a time.
Up to 3 weeks max. And we'll settle in. We'll take everything. We'll set everything up. And we will just be there. We'll take trips to the things that we want to see and do while we're in that given area.
Won't move.
But our home won't move. And for the most part, we'll be doing homeschool and work. And then when we're ready, we pack back up and we move to the next place.
Yeah. And then when we move, we'll be moving like 2 or 3 hours up the coast.
Yeah. Not even for the most part a super long stretch. It'll just be like a little move.
So that's why we say 2 to 3 years, because we want this to be slow and methodical. And, we don't want to be constantly feeling like we're on the road traveling. Okay. Our camera battery is about to die.
Yes,
so one last question we get asked a lot is, we are Christians, and what are we going to do about church on the road? This was a really big consideration for us, something we put a lot of thought into.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So what are we going to do?
We are Christians, and we firmly believe in the importance and the value of being part of a local church family and regularly hearing the word of God preached and worshiping with the body of Christ. And so to do that on the road, we are going to be doing a sort of a mix of things. First of all, there are many churches across the states that we would love to visit, pastors that we know, people that we know online that attend various churches. We would love to visit and worship with their families, their church families, as well as on the times that we are not in an area right with a church to go to. We will do devotions in church as a family, and between the two of those things, for a given set amount of time, that's how we're going to handle it. This isn't something that we would plan to do indefinitely for the rest of our lives.
That would be
I don't think that would be ideal at all. But for a set time and season, that's how we're going to handle it. And I'm actually really excited. There are so many churches and pastors that I know and love that I've always wanted to visit that we're going to get the opportunity to. And
that's part of picking where we're going to resettle.
Exactly.
So we're excited to visit. Yeah. So, okay, our camera light is blinking at us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so don't worry. We've got more videos coming up that will look better and be less distracted. And we'll be not as tired, hopefully.
More exciting things happening.
Yeah, way more exciting. So thank you guys for following along. Make sure you hit subscribe so that you can get our future videos because we got fun ones. We're going to be doing videos while we travel.
And follow us on Instagram.
Follow us on Instagram. What I was going to say is if you used to watch our week in the life videos that we do on my other channel, this is going to become our week in a life, basically. So these are going to be, we're going to be doing family vlogs again.
We're going to have very regular vlogs, not even necessarily one a week. They might be shorter and only be a few days. They might focus on one specific trip we did. So in all likelihood, there'll be more videos than even weekly.
I'm really excited. I know a lot of you guys have been asking for that to come back. So that is coming back. So excited. All right. So hit subscribe. Comment down below. Let us know what your questions are. But we're really excited to share this experience and the travel. And we're going to share links. We're going to share the things we use to renovate. We're going to share the cost. We're going to share all of that and as videos come out. So let us know what your questions are. And thank you guys for following along.
Yep.
All righty. Bye.